training patients and their taking responsibility are among the most important things in the treatment of diabetes. And our experience is that group courses are particularly valuable because of the exchange with other sufferers, so that patients don't just depend on their doctor's instructions or assistance. But of course, individual diabetes training with a diabetes specialist or nutritionist is also effective. It's a question of individual needs.
Movement is very important, especially for type 2 diabetics. Exercise helps to reduce weight and improves metabolism. A group of diabetics have joined forces on the golf course in Bubikon. From time to time, they're accompanied by physiotherapist Nicole Steinmann.
There's a lot to be said for taking exercise with a high level of motivation. On the golf course, you're hitting this little white ball around the course for 2 to 4 hours, and you forget that you're doing something for your health at the same time.
30 minutes of physical activity per day would actually be enough, but the men can be found on the course far more than that. Of course, they're also there to improve their putting. Going to a fitness center is now also recommended for diabetics. Physiotherapist Nicole Steinmann works with diabetics here too and helps them get rid of their excess kilos.
An elliptical trainer, for example, has a greater effect on the body because you use your arms as well as your legs, and you increase your basal metabolic rate. With an exercise cycle where only the leg muscles are needed, you're not getting the same results.
Endurance training promotes the uptake of glucose in the muscles. Even a small weight loss can have a major positive impact on blood sugar levels and insulin production in type 2 diabetics. Whatever the activity, the fun factor should not be forgotten.
Overweight diabetics might not enjoy a sweaty run through the forest, but they can relate to sitting on an exercise machine and doing some moderate weight training to increase their muscle mass. This can be much more fun for them.
Previous official doctrine meant that strength training for diabetics was long frowned upon. Today, it's highly recommended to every diabetic, based on findings from recent studies. But proper nutrition is at least as important. Nathalie Zumbrunn has written several cookery books for diabetics and is director of the Center for Nutritional Psychology in Zurich. Nutritional counseling for diabetics concentrates mainly on carbohydrates. Bananas, for example, are very high in these. But fat content is also important, because type 2 diabetics often want to lose weight. Diet is a decisive factor in the success of treatment. What can you and what can't you eat, and how much? Does saffron contain carbohydrates? How much rice can I eat a day? Can I have an alcoholic aperitif and then still eat something? These are questions that are frequently asked in cookery classes for diabetics, because they know that if they eat the wrong things, they're putting themselves in danger.
If a diabetic eats carbohydrates, their blood sugar goes up, which also happens in non-diabetics. In non-diabetics, the body produces a quick shot of insulin, and things are balanced out. But diabetics can easily get out of balance. If they eat too many carbohydrates, their blood sugar can skyrocket to extremely high levels after eating. And high blood sugar can cause damage in the body. The later complications that no diabetic wants.
Most cookery classes are part of a course package. In 6 to 12 meetings spread over several months, diabetes management and exercise are also taken care of. These course participants, all type 2 diabetics, were asked to change their lifestyles and lose weight. Almost all of them succeeded.
10 kilo.
10 kilos. You really feel that.
About 6 kilos.
Zurückgefahren.
Cut back on the quantities. That's the only way.
Nur so.
Süßigkeiten, das kann ich auch.
Sweet things I've got under control, but the desire's always there. And sometimes a pizza crosses my path and causes problems.
Das ist das Problem.
Changing one's lifestyle is often hard, but it can have the desired effect on diabetes in an amazingly short time.
Ich musste vom Arzt aus 3 Tabletten nehmen, morgen, Mittag und Abend.
The doctor said that I had to take 3 tablets, morning, noon and night. But since I started the course, my blood sugar levels improved so much, I thought I'd do without one. In February, I went to the doctor and told him. He measured my long-term sugar and said, okay, we can get rid of another one. So now I only need 1 tablet.
Diabetics need to calculate how many carbohydrates they can eat at each meal. 10 grams of carbohydrates corresponds to 1 carbohydrate serving, 3 lumps of sugar or a so-called bread unit. A plate of spaghetti bolognese has 8 bread units. A fruit yogurt has 3 bread units, while natural yogurt has 1. The same as 2 cucumbers. A small pizza margherita has 6 bread units with a good deal of fat into the bargain.
But it's not only a question of how many carbohydrates you eat, but also what kind. This is where the glycemic index comes in.
The glycemic index is a measure of the quality of carbohydrates and tells us how fast a carbohydrate passes from the intestine into the blood. So it also indicates how fast the blood sugar is affected after eating. Is the blood sugar level flat after eating, which is what we want, or does it climb steeply, which we don't want?
You can slow down a high glycemic index with fat or by combining carbohydrates with protein-rich food, for example. Today, the students have prepared a 3-course meal consisting of a mixed salad with celery tartare, garnished with pears, followed by roulades with risotto and spinach. And for dessert, cardamom yogurt with pineapple.
Das ganze Menü enthält jetzt nur The whole meal contains only 30 to 35 grams of carbohydrates, or 3 to 3.5 bread units. That's very little, actually, but we've made a 3-course meal out of it.
That's only as much as a large banana or 180 grams of fruit yogurt.
Until there are enough islet cells, the motto has to be, avoid obesity. Your best chance of staying clear of type 2 diabetes is sticking to a healthy diet and taking as much exercise as possible.